What's up, everybody? Since I'll be doing part 2 of my Laramie conversion video soon, I thought now would be a good opportunity to go over how the inner workings of the HVAC system in these 3rd gen trucks work. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm sure there's lots of videos out there of people replacing blend doors or how to fix things, but I don't think anybody ever talks about how airflow and stuff is directed. So that's what I want to take the time to do in this video and go over what's inside of one of these and how this at least roughly works. So right now I'm looking at this from the firewall side, as if you were standing in the engine bay looking into the cab. And from the start, this is your main intake vent. Obviously, I think this seems, pretty clear with your recirculation door up here inside of it. Let me just take the actuator out, and that flops down. So this gets your air in either, if it's closed like this, you're sucking air in from the cab. If it's closed like that, you're sucking air in from outside, fresh air from the outside. And so from there, air goes in, and if we just take this off, see, I got this assembled roughly. I don't want to clip it together because I'd have to take it all apart again. So, hang on just a second, everything's all muddled up here. It's hard to do with one hand. And there's the inside, as it were, assembled. So how this works here, as you see, obviously, that was up there. So this is a sealed chamber in there, and it's blowing air through the evaporator core. No matter what, air is always going through there, and that's because of things like defrost, or if you want less heat when you've got the air conditioning on, or sorry, you want warmer air when you've got the air conditioning on. And for defrosting your windows so that you get nice dry air coming in, not, refogging up your windows. So air always is blowing through your evaporator core, whether your AC is on or not, and your AC might be on without, at times, when you got defrost on. So air is always blowing through your evaporator core no matter what. And then from there, it either gets directed through your heater core or not. And how it does that is with your blend doors here, and they are linked top and bottom. Someone, that way, as you need more hot air or less, it directs it through in there. So if you have your heater on, obviously it's going to have this open fully, and on both sides it's the same way on both sides. They're just linked. This is dual zone, so I think that's why there's 2 like this. Won't be able to confirm until I get my single zone out of my other truck, so if you got your heat on, you got air blowing in here, across your heater core, down and out here, where you can see the other blend doors in there at the bottom. So if I just take this out, you can see underneath the heater core there's the other 2 blend doors. So as it opens or closes, it directs air. So if you just want air conditioning, that's going to be full air conditioning, that's going to be closed. And so is this one. These will both be closed, directing all of the air through your evaporator, underneath, in here, and then out and through the rest of the system. So if I just back up here as best I can with one hand. So there you can see with both doors closed, now as one opens, it directs air either more through the heater core or less. So your full heat, no air is going underneath it, no air is bypassing your heater core. No heat, all your air is bypassing your heater core underneath, which then directs it through here, and this is your floor vents, which I still have the actuator attached there. This is your floor vents, and they will open up as needed to direct air through your floor vents or not. And then on the top part here, and this is where things get a little confusing, a little weird. I'll just throw this back on there roughly. There's 2 outputs here. So if I don't have that one unscrewed. So this will drop down, and this sends air up to one part of the dash, and this sends air out to the other part of the dash, which is either can be either fully closed off or not, depending on how much is going through your feet. And I'm going to bring the dashboard in a minute, and we'll see how this hooks up. One thing I forgot to mention here that I just want to bring up real quick is there's the blower motor resistor sitting inside the housing so that it gets air, because it gets fucking hot. So that's where that sits in there in relation. And oftentimes if your blower motor is only working on maximum speed, that's your problem right there. Okay, that took some doing, but I finally got it into my living room and set up here. And I figured this would be the best way to do it, just laying it down. So you're still looking at the firewall side of things here, as if you were like standing in the engine bay. It's just laying down now. So there's your HVAC box, HVAC, whatever you want to say. There's your intake right to the rest of it, as we talked about earlier. And then here's where it connects to the rest of your ducting in the dashboard. This being your defrost, up in your window defrost. So that's why that door controls the how much defrost, and how, like floor and defrost as well, is what's controlled inside there. Right, with those doors. And then I get this out of the way. Let's try not to break anything else. It's already snapped a tab there, but I'm not too concerned about that because I can just take that out of my truck and use that. That'll be the same, I think, just defrost. So there, and then inside the dashboard, here's where all the ducting is. And we're behind. This is again firewall side. So there's your defrost, your window defrost, and it kind of goes up here and diverts over there out to your windows. And then this is your driver and passenger vents right here. I'm not sure which is which. And then these little tubes off to the side, I don't have them here right now, but these are the individual little tubes that run up in here. They attach to the dash cap, and then they run over and they do this the door windows. They defrost the windows in the door. So that's what those two little vents are for right there. Or those two little holes right there. And then this goes to the passenger and driver side, which this one, the top one, goes to passenger side. So this top one goes to the passenger side, and this bottom one goes over to the driver's side over here. So we can just lift this up a bit, and you can see there's that vent coming to the driver's side, and then the top one going over to the passenger side. So I believe this is all different in dual zone as well. So it's not just the box that you have to swap, I don't think. And we will find that out when I get to the second part of my other video. Because that's the cause of why you'll get, say, heat out of the driver's side when the passenger has cold air and you've got the AC on, because it directs it through the passenger side first and then comes back to the driver's side. It's something silly like that. So that's why that happens. And if you have like a clogged heater core, let's say, the same thing will happen with the heat, where the passenger will get heat and then the driver will have not heat. And then if your refrigerant's low, passenger will have cold and the driver will have not cold. So there it is, the whole thing. And that's how the inside of the ducting system works in the 3rd gen Dodge Rams from, I believe, at least 03, 04, and 05. And this is out of an 05. There you go. Thanks for watching.